All right, this is problems 7 through something. I don't know. Page 2, but it's not really page 2. So it's just the second video. On number 7, there are two different things that are written. What's in the picture is different than what's written in the letters in problem number 7. What I'm guessing happened is that one of these is the actual final exam question, and one of these was me changing it but didn't change the picture, or vice versa. So I would suggest doing that both ways. So let's look at the picture first. If I looked just at the picture, I would go left over left equals right over right. So 24 over x equals 54 over x plus 10. You could also go left over right equals left over right. You would get the same thing. It would just flip it. So it would be x over 24 equals x plus 10 over 54. Either way, when I cross multiply, I am still multiplying the two things together the same way. So this becomes 54x equals 24x plus 240. Move the 24x away to the other side. So 54 minus 24 gives me 30. So 30x equals 240. Divide by 30. And that gives me that x is equal to 8. If I do it again, but instead I write over everything with what is given in the words of the problem, it would be EF is x, ED is 20, FG is x plus 7, and DG is 52. So we would do x over 20 equals x plus 7 over 52. So 52x equals 20x plus 140. Subtract 20. So 52 minus 20 is 32. X equals 140. 140 divided by 32. X is 4.375. On our next problem, we're going to find the value of the missing side. This is a straight up Pythagorean theorem question. You shouldn't have to do anything special except for solve it using Pythagorean theorem. So the square root of 7 squared plus x squared equals 4 squared. So 7 plus x squared equals 16. So x squared equals 16 minus 7 is 9. So x would be equal to 3. Number 9, we can solve one of two ways. We can do a factor tree, or we can do perfect squares. If we do the factor tree, 2 and 49 and 7 and 7, pair of 7s comes out. So 5 times my pair of 7s, radical 2, 35 radical 2. If you do it the other way, it would be 5 times the square root of 49 times the square root of 2. Square root of 49 is 7. Same thing. Question number 10 is a 45, 45, 90 triangle. So these are 45 and 45. It tells me angle C is 45, AC is 10. That's my hypotenuse. And I want to know how long this side is. So we know that 10 is equal to x radical 2. You can solve this two ways. We talked about multiplying by radical 2, so getting 10 radical 2 equals 2x, then dividing by 2, and 5 radical 2 would equal the missing sides. You could also, at this point, have divided by a radical 2. Those would cancel, but then we have to rationalize the denominator by multiplying by radical 2 over radical 2. So you get 10 radical 2 over 2, which is still 5 radical 2. Okay, so the way these ended up importing in, they kind of got wonky. So number 11 is this picture down here, and it tells me AB is this side over here, which is 9, and I want to find this side. So remember, in a 30, 60, 90, side across from 30 is x, side across from 60 is x radical 3, side across from 90 is 2x. So if this side is 9, then this side would be 2 times 9, which would be 18. All right, on number 12, we're looking for A over C is equivalent to which trigonometric expression for angle B? So with angle B, this is my adjacent side, and this is my hypotenuse. So remember, TOA. So adjacent and hypotenuse is the cosine, so the cosine of B is equal to A over C. So if I do the same thing on problem number 12, and I have to draw the triangle this time. So I'm going to draw a triangle, ABC. I know C is my right angle because it says that. A is 27 and BC is 30, and I want to find this. So I'm going to use trigonometry. So that means here's my reference angle. This is the opposite side. This is the adjacent. So I'm going to do the tangent of 27 is 30 over x, cross multiply. X tangent of 27 equals 30. So x equals 30 over the tangent of 27. And that's what I'm going to put in my calculator and make sure that I'm on degrees and not radians. So when I put that into my calculator, I get 58.87, which would round to 9. All right, next one, we are finding the angle, so we're going to do the inverse sine. So here's the angle. This is the opposite side. This is the hypotenuse. So that would be or sine. So the sine of x is equal to 3 over 8. So in my calculator, I'm going to put the inverse sine of 3 over 8. And the inverse sine of 3 over 8 is around 22 degrees. On the next problem, we're looking at an angle of depression. So here is my lighthouse, and it makes a 24-degree angle of depression. So remember, we're always with the horizontal. So here's my line. Here's my angle of depression, 24 degrees. How far from the shore, so that's my x, is it to the sailboat? So here's my sailboat. So here's the triangle, 24 degrees. I need to find this, and my lighthouse is 250 feet tall. I know that these two angles are the same because the lines are parallel. So that means that this is opposite, this is adjacent. So the tangent of 24 is equal to 250 over x. So x tangent 24 equals 250, or x is equal to 250 over the tangent of 24. And if I do that in my calculator, I have, let's see, 250 over the tangent of 24, and that gives me around 561.5 feet.